I drove past my old friend's workplace and she's driving my husband's car, ex-lizard's car now. And I have to drive past her work to get to my house, and there's his car. Who I am now that I'm not a wife. Who I am when I don't have the kids. Who I am as a woman.
She thought that she got freedom. Turns out she only got replaced. This is what happens to those entitled wives that think that they can treat their husbands however they want. Let's jump into it.
It's hard when you've been with someone so long that it like permeates your whole existence. Like, I was with my lizard pretty much since my early 20s, all my adult years, and so everywhere I go is a memory, you know. We did all these different things in different places, and so being in the eastern suburbs today was where his dad used to live. And
we have been seeing this far too often with modern women. It's only after they break their husbands and destroy the marriage do they finally look back on the good times and realize that they made a huge mistake. But it's a mistake they will never be able to fix.
I just can't help but be thinking his dad passed away a few years ago in the middle of COVID, and he wasn't allowed to go see his dad because of all the stupid lockdowns, and like he was dying. And so I called the hospital and I fought with them so that he could go and see his dying father.
Even when she's telling a story about her husband's father passing away, she still somehow makes the story about her and how she was somehow the hero because she chewed out hospital staff so that her husband could see him. She always needs the spotlight on her. It's super weird.
And if I hadn't have fought for that, he wouldn't have got there in time. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel so grieved, so much grief that I would be there, that I would hold your hand through your mum's death, through your father's death, that I would support that person, only for them to betray me so deeply. Like, what kind of human can have 3 children to someone who can have that support of that person? Like, what kind of cruelty is that?
When a modern woman uses the word betrayal, oftentimes it could mean just about anything. It could mean that he cheated, but it could also mean that he refused to give up one of his hobbies. Women like this love to get extremely dramatic when it comes to this kind of stuff.
While I'm sitting here quickly scoffing down my lunch before I go pick the kids up, I just wanted to touch on something. And I get a lot of comments about, you know, move on, it'll be so good once you're like healed, and, you know, this is a journey. And I genuinely know people are coming from like a really kind place when they say that. And I get it, and I'm doing it. Like, I've talked about it. I'm on the upward trajectory.
You can't say that you're on an upward trajectory when you're going into your car to complain about your divorced life. That's literally the exact opposite. You're focusing on the negative aspects of your life, which means that you are not healing, whatever the hell that means anyway.
But what people don't also realize, unless you've come out of a relationship like mine, which many of the women who follow me have, is that you're not dealing with a normal person. And so, and I've talked about this in other posts, post-separation abuse is a real thing. I didn't know it existed either. Like, I had no idea that this stuff happened.
Post-separation abuse doesn't sound like it makes any sense. If you've effectively cut ties with a significant other, whatever it is that they do with their lives has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's just an excuse these women give themselves so that they can receive internet pity.
And so, like today, I drove past my old friend's workplace and she's driving my husband's car, ex-lizard's car now. And I have to drive past her work to get to my house and there's his car. So like, and that was punishment. That was punishment because I put boundaries in place again this week. And
you can't say that your ex-husband is abusing you or punishing you when you're going online just to call him a lizard. Hurling insults simply because he moved on with her friend is not a sign that you're a victim. It shows that you were the main reason why the marriage failed.
There's been games played around changeover with the children, and so, like, in an ideal world, like, I know most divorces are probably, they go through a season of messiness and volatility and whatever, but like, I can't just move on. Like, I have to deal with this human. I've done my best to put boundaries in place, to reduce contact, to minimize harm, and like, that's all I can do is try and reduce harm, but like, it is ongoing.
It sounds like her ex-husband has moved on and started up a relationship with her friend, which sounds like he's with a woman who actually treats him with kindness and dignity, and she's clearly jealous that he was able to pick up the pieces of his life while hers is still clearly in a disaster.
Like, this person is ongoingly trying to harm and hurt and punish me, and I don't think people realize that when I'm talking. It's like, I'm not just over here living a new life. This person is still like a shark circling me. And again, like, unless you've been through this, and often it's fucking women. It's a gendered issue. Unless you've experienced it, you just don't get it.
Women like this think that average, everyday men are just these evil masterminds who come up with these elaborate plots to somehow punish her. Most men don't actually do that. He's clearly trying to move on with his life, and she refuses to accept that.
And so this isn't a jab at people. Like, it's really lovely, well-meaning comments, but you're not getting it. Like, if you're thinking that, like, I can just magically move on, you're not understanding that this person at the moment, hopefully he finds a new victim to terrorize soon. No, I don't mean that. I hope he doesn't, in many ways.
Her ex is not terrorizing anybody. She's terrorizing herself and blaming him. This man did nothing wrong. They are divorced, which means he's free to see any woman that he pleases, and he's not going to care about how it affects his ex-wife. She had her chance with him, and she threw it away. Now it's somebody else's turn.
But, like, hopefully he leaves me alone soon, but, like, they weaponize everything I've talked about. I had to cut off the last clip because I took a mouthful of sushi and it was very undainty. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, not dealing with a normal human being, dealing with a highly dysfunctional lizard human. Like, different. Appreciate the comments though. Love the support, but
once again, she's just proven that she was the problem in the marriage with the language that she's using. Calling this man abnormal simply because he was able to find peace without her just shows that she was the one destroying the marriage. That's on her, not him.
So it's my middle son's 8th birthday today, and it's the first year I've woken up without him. On his birthday, on the day that I birthed him. It's the first time I've woken up on any of the kids' birthdays without them, and
this is actually disturbing. Even though it's her son's birthday, she still has to make it about her. It's not normal for a mother to say, it's the day that I birthed him. I mean, it's just an incredibly strange thing to say.
I'm picking him up soon. We've got changeover at midday, but it's just like so hard to have like birthed this little boy and have shared all these birthdays where you wake up with them, and then this is the first time I haven't.
It's not enough that she's going to be able to spend time with her son on his birthday. She still needs to cry about it on the internet because he's not sleeping in the same house as her. It's not like he's on the opposite side of the planet or something, and it seems like she has shared custody, but of course she still needs to cry for that TikTok sympathy.
Oh man, their birthdays are hard, hey? I think this is the first year round, so it's obviously got a bit more of a sting to it, but man, their birthdays are hard, hey? So it's my firstborn son's 10th birthday today, and unlike the last birthday, I woke up with him obviously this time and spent the morning with him and whatever before I dropped him off to his dad. And
she got exactly what she wanted for her son's birthday. She got to wake up with him in the morning, and yet she's still sitting there about to break down in tears. This woman can never be satisfied unless she can have everything she wants, regardless of the cost.
I don't know, it's just hard. You don't have babies to think that you're not going to spend these milestones with them. So, it's obviously nice that we both get to spend the day with him, and, it's special for him that he gets to see both of us, but I just would love to give him a cuddle to sleep and say, good night, Bubby, I love you, happy 10th birthday. It's just, yeah, it still stings.
She could be doing that with all of her kids' birthdays, but she decided that destroying the marriage and breaking up the family was more important. She sacrificed her children in exchange for her own happiness, and this is the end result.
Hey, besties. It's been a hot minute since I TikToked. Funny little fact, I actually mainly just do my TikToks when I don't have the kids, and I think it comes out of I don't know, I've just got more time and probably a bit lonelier than when I'm just busy and I've got them and I just want to concentrate on them. But
it's amazing how these women feel the need to give a big explanation as to why they haven't regularly been posting cringe on TikTok. She legitimately thinks that people were wondering where she went and why she isn't posting regular videos of her complaining.
Well, in all honesty too, I don't know, I'm fidgety. I've just been having this debate about this ongoing tension. I've mentioned it before about why am I on here? I'm not trying to be any type of influencer or, anything lame like that. I kind of just like sharing my experience, and then I like the female crowd.
They always disguise what they're doing with this absurd idea that they are quote-unquote helping people. They're not actually helping anybody. All they do is go online, complain, bash their ex-husbands, and then talk about how happy they are while endlessly crying about their divorce.
Particularly who have understood my content and the relationship I've come out of, and that sense of connection that you get from others who have been through something similar. But obviously in saying that, I attract all these fucking men. I don't know why it comes up. I think on men's pages, and then they follow me.
Women like this think that there is just a space that is magically reserved for them on TikTok that men can't see, but it is literally social media. Their content is available for anyone and everyone to see, and if she doesn't like it, then maybe she should just stop posting, and that problem would just be solved.
But I attract all these kind of negative comments as well, or the little jabs about what did I bring to the relationship if I'm talking about my lizard and stuff like that. And I've shared this, I'm a real person going through a really horrific fucking divorce, and so those comments, even though they're getting to me less and less, they still fucking gut me because I'm a real human.
She has a lot of nerve to try and say that mean comments are hurting her feelings because she's a real human, when she never passes up an opportunity to insult her ex and accuse him of being abusive. So apparently her ex-husband isn't a real human.
And I'm a sensitive human. I'm not going to fucking shy away from that. Anyway, I don't know. It's a weird thing to show up in this place, and then it's just I feel like I've shifted into this new phase of the healing journey But I also feel like I'm having a major midlife crisis, and I'm trying to work out who I am now that I'm not a wife.
You can't say that you're healing when you just went on a rant complaining about men on TikTok calling you out for being insufferable and self-centered. If you're triggered by stuff like that so badly, then you're not getting over anything. You are just insisting on making things worse.
Who I am when I don't have the kids, like being, you know, away from them a few days, like who I am as a woman, like it's just a whole thing, like it's a whole thing. And that's what I'm saying, like to the people who make their like narky little jabs and comments, it's like it's a fleeting moment, but like I'm working all this out.
It's creepy how women like this can queue up crocodile tears on demand. Her tears were so perfectly timed as she started talking about her children. It's actually rather disgusting how women like this will use their children just to get internet sympathy from strangers.
And so while it's really nice to come on here and find others who say like, oh my gosh, girl, like I feel you, I went through the same thing, and you know, you'll get there. Like, I don't know. It's just, you know, it's a lot. Like my whole identity feels like it's crumbling, and I'm trying to rebuild, and I don't know.
Despite the amount of positive support she gets from her garbage content, she's still crying about the people who are calling her out for avoiding accountability. Women like this legitimately believe that if they only have 98% support in the comments, then she is 100% a victim of bullying.
I don't know. It's such a freaking journey. Such a journey that I feel like I go on these like high highs, and I'm like, yes, this is the best thing, and then it's like the crushing lows and the crushing reality of like, what is my life now? What is my identity? How do I rebuild at 39 years old after I dedicated a good part of my adulthood to being this wife and this mother? And
you're not supposed to be rebuilding. Once you get married and start a family, you're not supposed to just start over. You're supposed to create a stable home for your children and make things work with the father of those children, not throw everything out for selfish reasons.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm also having this huge internal debate about, it sounds really like basic, but having this internal debate about using the filters. And so I first started to use the filters on here when I was in my lowest of lows, and I felt like shit about myself, and I was like, oh, what's the harm in using like, and I tried to make it not so obvious because and it was just like the eyelash filters, but I use this filter now, and I don't think it's totally off, but it's definitely, it puts me in a soft era glow.
Not even 60 seconds ago, she was crying about her children. Now she's talking about wanting to use filters to catfish her audience. She clearly has her priorities straight on why she's posting cringe on TikTok. I mean, this woman is just out of her mind. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.